Hello and welcome back. Today we're looking at something a little bit vintage. So what we've got is the Skynet Mini Z Knight Rider KITT KARR. Now if you don't know what Knight Rider is, it's an 80s TV show that starred David Hasselhoff as Michael Knight, but arguably the main character was KITT, or Knight Industries 2000. It was an AI-powered autonomous car that helped Michael solve crimes and catch the bad guys, basically. Classic 80s TV, but there was lots of stunts and things like that. But what started the search for this? This isn't ready to run the set, but what started the search for this was I got KARR on an eBay auction about 18 months ago. KARR, or Knight Automated Roving Robot, is the baddie. Now originally KARR was exactly the same. He appeared twice in two different episodes on Knight Rider. In the second KITT versus KARR, he painted it, or asked to have himself painted in this two-tone silver and black, although it's silver and blue on the actual model. Really old. I think these cars, it's been really hard to find the information on these. So these date back to 2002, I think they were released. So Skynet is part of Aoshima, and they made licensed TV and film car replicas. And Mini Z used them to produce the body shells for them, for their cars, when they wanted a film replica. So there's like DeLoreans and things like that you can get, Mad Max stuff. You can take the lid off. Now this one, I mean, the box isn't in great condition. It had been opened, so you can see there that it's already open. Cost me about $100, I think, so about £80. About last year, but you can see this has been cut very nicely so that it looks like it's still sealed, but it's not, because you can just take the lid off. So I've actually had this off because it's got a little feature. So underneath it's got a switch, so I've put the batteries in this, and then you have the working scanner on it, so you can display it with the scanner going. So I bought this, and then the search started, because obviously KITT is the hero car, so that's the one you want. So I was looking on Yahoo auctions a couple of weeks ago, and just scrolling through, and this came up. Now this has been opened because the seller did take pictures of it, and I wasn't sure what condition it was going to be in. So there we can see the ready set for KARR. So KARR, I don't know if I've said, was like first of the Knight Rider Industries AI-powered cars, but they programmed him so he looked after himself. So he actually became quite dangerous, and he was like KITT's bad twin. So there you can see the back. So you can both get them as ready run, or they both came as individual bodies. Now this cost me £85, which is about $105, $110. But then I had to ship it, so it actually cost me about 100 quid. But if you look up here, 186 yen when it was new, so this would have been released in 2002. That's £96 today. So I actually paid around the same sort of money as it cost in 2002. Now, as I said, this has been opened to a point. So if we get the shell out, first of all, you can see the shell there. So the shell itself is on an MR02 chassis, or the remote control part of the car. But this one hasn't been unsealed. So you can just see, like, if we can get that, the light's a bit tricky because the sun's out today in the UK, which is a very rare thing. But they haven't been cut. So this hasn't been touched since 2002, since it went into the box, or it came out the box of the pictures for Yahoo auctions. And I think he might have actually opened the box for the pictures. And then if we get the other bits out, so that's the controller. In its packing. So we've got some other bags. So that's got the aerial in, because these aren't running, these are running 27 megahertz. So it's the old fashioned style of radio, not like our current ones where you can just bind it to the car. So that's the aerial. Now I think that originally would have been stuck with those two bits of tape underneath. So he's obviously taken that off of the picture, some cones and some spur gears and things, spare spur gears. And then we've got the radio itself. We have got the instructions on the back. So there they are. Let me just, before we get the radio out, let's see if we can get that actually into focus. Now, some people might say this is like madness to try and open this. I think it is actually just a bit of tape across the back. Put that somewhere safe. Obviously, that would have been taped to the box. So there we go. There's the instruction manual. Mainly in Japanese. Transmitter preparation. There's the bits that we get in the car. Now, I hope this has got the lighting kit in it. It wasn't 100%, because I don't think it's been actually tried. I don't think anybody actually knows if it's got the lighting kit in it, so we'll have a find out of that in a minute. Here's the radio instructions. I think it needs a ton of batteries, which is always very interesting. How to drive it. Japanese drawings. So they've got the radio itself. That's the radio, not very complex. And if you haven't seen one of these before, what they have is a crystal. They call it a crystal. And in the old days, you had to have a radio license in the UK to use one of these. So it's got like a crystal in it. So that's a green one. And if you wanted to race somebody else, so if you had the car, say, and you wanted to drive together, you'd have to have a blue crystal or a yellow crystal or a brown crystal. And then they did combinations where they were yellow and brown together to make the different frequencies. So it's an AM transmitter. Now I've seen these, and even on the box, it shows like a spoked, slightly different radio with a spoke design. Whereas this, for some reason, is a different radio. Whether it's an earlier one or a later one, I don't know, but it's a slightly different radio to what's featured on the box. We've got the aerial in. Now, in my normal prepared state, I haven't bought anything to get the car out of the box. So I'll have a little look off screen and see if we can open it so it doesn't damage it too much.
A few minutes later.
So we're back. We've carefully cut the seals, so now the lid comes off. Like all other Mini Zs, it'll have the screws on the bottom, so I just whiz these out. There's probably people shouting in the background saying, why are you doing this? I think you should, you know, because otherwise it's just going to sit in a box, in the loft, or... So there's the car. It's got its bracket on, so we'll see if we can get that off. We have put the batteries in the car, in the radio, and that seems to work. The light comes on. It weighs a ton now because it's got 8 AA's in it. It's like a huge amount of batteries. Like you'd maybe put 4 maximum into a modern radio, but the light comes on, so potentially that's working. Let's see if we can get the body off. What you do is you lift the first bit up and then pull that out the side. And then I'll do that one. I come off as well. So it's got its tape in that holds the body shell on, which has left glue everywhere. It's the age of it. Let's see if it's connected. Yeah, so it's got the light kit in it. Now, on the original kit, it was individual bulbs in the scanner, and I suppose it's because of the age, they've done exactly the same thing there. And there we have the car. Let's see if we can just disconnect that so we can see the chassis itself. Be very careful with that body shell. It's fairly simple. I've noticed, having a look, when I was looking to see how to get the, not really any suspension, it's just sort of flex on the back there. When I was having a look to see how to get the body shell out, the radio in the instructions is different to this one. So it'd be interesting to see if it actually works, but we'll have a look in a second to see if it will turn on. Looks like it's got a motor instead of a servo. So let's get some batteries in that. What do we need in this one? So it's 4 AAAs with another rack handful of batteries. So 4 AAAs in this one. And it does work. So with this type, you turn the radio on first, the radio's on, and then underneath we've got the crystal that matches that one, and a little switch. You will get a bit of interference, not like a modern car where we've got steering. So that's probably the first time that has turned its wheels. So let's just turn it off again for a second. I think we've got enough power. Let's see if we can get this a little bit out of shot for you. See if we can get the body shell on this. It's got like a JST plug. We won't put the aerial on. I don't think I could break. I don't think I could open yet another a sealed bag. I can't even bring myself to do that. Let's turn the car on. Don't seem to have lights. Oh, there you go, when you drive it. So when you push the throttle, so when it's stopped, it doesn't work. When you drive it, no rear lights, just the scanner at the front. See if it will drive. I don't think we'll drive it on there. You can see the delay actually. And it's gone off. So it might just be that it does need the aerial on it. Because the further I go away, it was always a rough thing in the 90s and early 2000s when you had an RC car that it would always glitch and you'd get interference and things like that. So because of the interference, we might have to put the aerial on to give it a little run around the kitchen. But it's a rare old thing, having 2 cars. You know, you only have to look on eBay, do a search, and you can see how much people are asking for them. Whether they're selling for that is a different question. And I'm very happy to have them in my collection. We'll leave it there, but we'll finish off with a bit of a gentle driving around the kitchen so you can see it runs. Thanks for watching, and come back for some more small scale RC very soon.